Hi guys, Uncle Jesse here. Alright, had a lot of people asked about the cost of the 13A visa. And I've got it itemized out here for you. And I'm going to tell you the whole cost. So, here we have. First of all, you're going to need somebody that has a vaccine, of course, the COVID shot. Are they going to ask you to go to the website and make an appointment? Well, when you go to the website, try to make an appointment, it just don't work. I could not find anywhere on the website to make an appointment. So, luckily, my wife's father works for the government. He's got all the, credentials. Now, before I was using the agency. Everybody says, "Oh, just use the agency. It's real easy. Just use the agency, and everything will work out." Well, that's fine and good. I've been using the agency, but with everything going on right now, maybe I'll do another video on it. We still building the house. We bought land. Motorcycle's having a little bit of trouble. If you watched the previous video, I'll run it off in a mud hole, but yay, it's running, but not very good. It's knocking. Anyway, let's break down the 13A visa if you do it yourself, because I was going and using an agency to go get my visa every 2 months. They were charging me close to $10K every 2 months to get my visitor's visa. Every 2 months. You can do that for 3 years. Well, after the 3 years is up, you have to leave. They call it making a visa run. You go to one of the neighboring countries. It's not very much, but it can be costly. So you can either leave, come back, or go home a while to America, wherever, come back. You just have to leave for 24 hours. You come back, get another visa, renew that visa every 2 months for 3 years. Okay? So I did that, and first year worked out great. I met Zia. I came from Cebu to here in Tarlac, and we got married, blah, 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 all that. That's been almost 3 years ago. Now, back to the visa. When I went to do my 13A probationary period, after we're married, because you have to have all the documentation. You have to have your marriage license. You have to have multiple copies. So we went and did that. Well, we didn't have the certified copy of the marriage license because it takes them 6 or 8 months to process this. My visa, 3 years, ran out during this time. So I'm overstaying. So I called my agent, told him, he said, "No problem. Contact me as soon as you get your marriage certificate, the registered copy." So I got that, and I contacted him, which I was 3 or 4 months overstay, and he went down, took care of everything, cost me 35,000 pesos. So that's about $700. So anyway, I decided this time, since I wasn't overstay, and my father-in-law had the credentials, that I would get him to go down and make an appointment for us, since it couldn't. there's no spot on the website. I just don't know. Couldn't navigate it. Wife couldn't navigate it. I couldn't find nobody to make it understand it. So he went down personally, since he works in Manila. He went down there to the main office and made us an appointment. And we came down there and walked right in with no trouble. Now, the first thing you have to do, make sure you have your up-to-date passport, now I'm off the probationary period. I went for the 5-year 13A, my first 5 years. Okay. When you go to the probationary, you have to have your certified marriage license, must be up to date on your visa and all of that. I'm not sure of all of those fees because he charged me 35,000 pesos. But what I can attest for is I've done the cost of the 13A visa for 5 years after the probationary year. I did that myself. So, here we go. Let me put my spectacles on. Alright, when you first get there, they're going to send you to a little building around the corner so you can get the copies of the paperwork, get them all notarized, get them all filled out, and they're going to need Xerox copies of your passport, all pages, even the blank ones. They're going to need copies front and back, everything on your passport. Alright? Your up-to-date visa and all that, copies and more copies. We got a bunch of copies. So they notarized every one of those copies. When they got everything done, which I don't know, I didn't keep up with the time. It didn't take that long. We just sat there while they run around, and did the copies, and then we filled them out right there on the spot, turned them in. They did their notary and did this and that and filed what they needed to file and give us all the copies to go. And it cost us 1,500 pesos. Now that was for the notary. Okay? Then, when we went in the main visa office, here's what we had to go through. The application fee was 1,000 pesos. Implementation fee is 500 pesos. Passport visa fee, 200 pesos. Legal research, 60 pesos. Amendment, I don't know what that means. All it says on the receipt is amendment. That was 500 pesos. Certificate, I'm not sure what that means. That's just what's on the receipt. 500 pesos. And it says form fee, 50 pesos. Immigrant certificate of residence fee was 1,400 pesos. The ACRI card, which is your identification card, fee, 2,825 pesos. The total for that, and we paid, after going to this window to that window, you got a little runaround to do. We paid 7,035 pesos. Then we had to pay the fees of the express lane fee. We went through the express lane. The certification was 500 pesos. The filing fee was 500 pesos. The implementation fee was 1,000 pesos. The iCard processing fee was 5,000 pesos. The total for that was 25,000 pesos. Okay? So, you add that all together with the 7,035 and the 2,500, you come out to 9,535 pesos. So, that's a little less than $200, which is fairly cheap. You add the 1,500 pesos for the notary and all the Xerox paperwork, which there is a lot of it. Like I said, to have to Xerox all pages of your passport, front and back, everything. It's 1,500 pesos. The total for everything, excuse me, I got a little chest cold. The total for everything, all in, is 11,035 pesos. Now, with today's exchange rate, which is at, I'm going to say, what was it? 56 pesos for every dollar. So, I don't have a calculator here right at hand, but I'm going to call it a couple $100. A couple $100 and some change. That's what it's going to cost you for your permanent 13A visa, your residency's visa, with your wife here in the Philippines. And that's good for 5 years. So, that was today's lesson. Now, my agent, on the other hand, wanted another 35,000 pesos to do that for me. So, I saved 24,000 pesos, which is almost $500. So I saved $500 doing it myself. It's okay to use an agency if you've got money to throw around. No, I don't. I need every penny I got from my family. Because my wife, she likes to go shopping. So there you have it. All in, 11,035 pesos. Now, I did meet an American from Texas, and he told me his agent charged him 65,000 pesos. That's $1,100 to do his first 5 year 13A. So, it just depends on which agent you get as to the total you get. So my advice is if you have a family member which is fully vaccinated, have them go down in person to the main visa office and get you an appointment. And then you show up with them, y'all walk right in the visa office, and they can leave. Because they'll tell you, go here, go there, go here, go over there, and they'll help you get everything done. You don't need your family member. The only thing you need out of your family member, if you're not fully vaccinated, is that vaccination. But if you are fully vaccinated, you can do all this yourself. So, that's today's lesson. Good day.